Here's the truth. We live in a world that celebrates the seen. Your image, success, money, abs. But the real truth is, strength is built with the unseen.
In the quiet moments when nobody's watching, in the way that you love your family, and the faith that you live out, not just talk about.
Fitness is the vehicle, but purpose is the destination. And when you align your body, your mind, and your spirit with God's design, you stop chasing change and start becoming who you were created to be.
This is where faith meets discipline, where family meets mission, and where community becomes the catalyst for lasting transformation.
We're Tim and Alisha, and this is
The Fit and Faithful Life.
where the goal isn't just to be fit.
It's to live faithful.
The good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yes. So you ready for this?
Yes, absolutely. So just so you guys know, we are going to be completely transparent here, or at least I will. I know my wife will too. She doesn't have really much to be transparent about. There's a lot of information that has been misrepresented in the fitness industry in general around fat loss, etc. And there's a lot of stuff that these fitness influencers use that might make their job just a little bit easier. And they're trying to sell you that it's their booty workout or their special diet, when in all reality, those are part of it, but they're using some assistance as well. So we thought this would be a great way to start a series of talking about just complete transparency about what tools are at their disposal and kind of give you guys some education around the pros and cons of what they do. But we're going to start with the most popular one right now, which is Ozempic, or the classification of GLP-1s, because I feel like that one needs the most attention right now.
Yes. So one reason why I'm asking Tim a lot of these questions, it is something that whether you know it or not, day or night, as long as he is awake, he is educating himself and further educating himself on all the things health, fitness related. And
with the exception of Ozempic, I've probably used the vast majority of these things as well.
Right.
So I haven't used the GLP-1s, but I've used a lot of other things. So I've trialed a lot of it too. So it's not just
personal experience.
It's not just the head knowledge. I've actual experience with a lot of these things too. If you are serious about taking a GLP-1 or any other fat loss medication, please consult your physician. Hopefully they're a good physician. But without further ado, the answer to your question is it works. I think that's the simplest answer. In fitness, as well as in business and money, people want a quick fix, right? We want something that works, and people will always want something that they can take or inject, or a supplement, a pill, powder, potion that will do the work for them over putting in the work themselves. Not that they won't put in the work themselves, but they're always going to be drawn to the easier route, the route of least resistance. Not that that's a bad thing, but this has worked for a lot of people, so of course it gets
a lot of traction.
It has a lot of marketing behind it, but it also has a lot of word of mouth behind it too. So you talk to your friends like, oh my gosh, I lost so much weight in a short period of time using this drug. Well, your brain starts to think what about me?
Right.
So I think that's the main reason why it's so dang popular right now. Effectively, what it does is it mimics satiety within your stomach. So it actually sends a signal to your brain that you're full. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it actually does slow gastric emptying, meaning you eat some food, you fill it faster because you have the sensation of being full, and it takes longer for that food to clear out of your stomach. So the sensation is real, and you're not processing food as fast. Therefore, you eat less, and you lose weight by proxy of eating less. So there's no magic that's going on here. It's just a very artificial way of reducing calories. In fact, the whole classification of drugs is actually what are called anorectics, which is kind of a funny, they're called anorectics.
Okay, so let's talk about maybe the good and the bad when it comes to someone who uses Ozempic, and then maybe also who it's for, who it's not for. Whichever order you want to attack that.
Yeah, so I think with any fat loss medication, whether it be, or even in supplement for that matter, there are tools in our tool belt, right? They will never replace a good nutrition, good diet, and physical activity. They just won't. And the reason I'm saying that is because one of the main side effects of these GLP-1s is lean body mass loss.
Yeah.
Right. So and this is the same as if you went on a harsh diet, you crashed your calories and you didn't work out.
Right.
We saw this with the HCD diet that came out a decade ago, or any other crazy fat loss diet. Is people tend to lose just as much muscle mass as they lose fat mass, and that doesn't help us. Actually, it makes us more unhealthy, more metabolically inefficient. So it actually perpetuates the problem. So the reason that people lose muscle mass in their 30s and 40s is because of their lifestyle
habits.
Yeah, so it's the same exact
Yeah.
conversation. So making sure you have a good nutrition plan, making sure that you're getting resistance training, that falls with any diet. Ozempic just happens to be in that same camp. I'm still probably going to bleed out and die, or at least get a massive infection and lose my leg.
Okay.
Right. So if we throw Ozempic at a problem and we're not doing the foundational work underneath it to fix this, if you're on either side of the fence, whether you have a lot of weight to lose or you don't, you still should be doing that foundational work of lifestyle change. I think that that's very important.
Okay. And even how to get a prescription if somebody is a good candidate for that.
Well, luckily it's not hard to get a prescription because everybody and their mom is selling the shit right now. So, because it's a high profit money maker right now. So it ain't hard. You just have to type it in. Where do I get it? And you'll find like a billion people around your neighborhood. But the problem is that if you don't have diabetes, it most likely is not covered by insurance. And the out-of-pocket cost for Ozempic or for Mounjaro, I mean, it can range, but I've seen numbers as high as $800 a month. And we're talking on a medication that might cost $5 to $6.
I've heard even higher than that from
I've heard.
People
This is kind of like the bell curve average of what I'm hearing is like around that 800 number, which is crazy. It's crazy to me, and it's like how many sessions with a dietitian or a personal trainer could you, or even a therapist for that matter, could you afford if you were just reallocating your money?
Okay, so here's something else I want to speak to, because this, I think in anything that has to do with fat loss and fitness, most people don't look at long term. So even if somebody is on, for valid reason, whether it's health reasons, obesity, etc., they're on a GLP-1 of some sort, like Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever. What's like the next phase, or what if they lose the weight they want? I don't even know about when and if it's safe to get off, what the plan is after that, things people might need to implement once they are off.
So the downside with the clinical trials thus far is they don't have long-term studies. I mean, they have long-term studies of use, but they don't have long-term studies of what happens when you go off of it. So all we're left with is a ton of anecdote. And what we're seeing, at least with the Ozempic and the Mounjaro crowd, is that when they go off, there's actually a rebound effect. So there's like a rebound of appetite, which tends to come with an associated incredible amount of weight gain, just like every other fat loss, like fat. If we think about it in terms of like when you did like Atkins, or when you did the HCG, or enter any crazy diet, the peanut butter diet, like whatever it was, there's a rapid weight loss. Anytime there's rapid weight loss, there tends to always be a rapid weight gain on the back end of that if the lifestyle things were not put in place. So yes, and that burns calories. I'm not going to lie. I walk all the time, but it's not going to do anything to help with bone density or muscle loss. So I would make sure that that's in place. I would also, with that, I would try to make sure that I had some social support in place too.
Yeah.
So whether that's a workout partner, an accountability buddy, like somebody that you're checking in with frequently, a coach, somebody that can help you walk through these steps. Have those in place before you even decide to taper down. And if you're on the medication already and you're already losing a significant amount of weight, it's probably it's time to act. Like you need to like do this now so you can hopefully attenuate any more muscle loss.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, those were the big points for me. Is there anything else that maybe you would want to share that would be super important?
Yeah, I think like the main thing that I would say is, as you can tell, I'm not anti these GLP-1s. My sister's lost like over 100 pounds on them very successfully, and she's had trouble in the past. I have plenty of like colleagues and people that I know that have done really well on them. I've also known a lot of people that have just shit the bed, like have not done well at all. Like they have crashed and burned, they've lost all their muscle, and then they've rebounded off and gained everything back. Just it's very similar to any other fat loss drug. So I'm very like non-committal to am I for it, am I against it. I see it the same way as I see any supplement or any training program. It's the right tool for the right job. So I think if you're making a decision on whether or not to use this medication, it's not a moral decision. It should just be a wise decision, an informed decision. So if you have questions, like make sure to reach out to somebody who knows this stuff. Who you can reach out to us. You can reach out to. I honestly would not reach out to your physician, because you don't ask your butcher if you should buy beef. They're gonna be like, buy beef, right? It's their job to sell you beef, and they're gonna make money every time you buy the damn stuff. So I would reach out to somebody who knows a lot about it. Maybe talk to a few people that have used it, that have some personal experience around it, and just know that this is one piece in the puzzle of creating sustainable change long term. The other pieces are far more important, which are nutrition, lifestyle, and training. Like those are going to be always the foundation.
Awesome. Well, we hope this has been like super informative. If you or somebody that you love has been on the fence, or maybe you're taking it right now and you needed a little bit more background information, we hope that this was helpful. Feel free to share this video if it hits home for somebody that you think needs to see it. But as always, we're here to educate and help people make the best decisions to live your best life. You got anything else you want to add to that?
No. Go lift weights and eat protein.
You guys have got this. Until next time.